Right, just move it slowly. Yes, verify for errors. Then go to the next one, upload it now. Since there are no errors. Yeah, that one. So let's see what happens there. Is there anything happening? Why do you think nothing is happening? And give up. So, this is an Arduino project, and it has a lot of things you can do with it. And there are some things that are existing out there that you might not know that they are actually done using this. So how does a project like this start? I mentioned to you an Arduino IDE. So that's the software that will be on your computer. And what's that software for? Writing code. And this is what most of you are familiar with, writing code. Now, the other thing we have is the microcontroller. I think almost everyone has touched it, the board that was passing around. So you have the Arduino microcontroller. And this microcontroller, just like you saw, it has a number of pins on it. And inside those pins, that's where you insert your particular sensor based on the project you'd love to build. Lastly, not actually lastly, USB cable. This USB cable will connect your microcontroller to the laptop, and then I can put here sensors. So this is basically what your project will be all about. Now, just to make a rough sketch, you have your microcontroller. I'll just use something like that. And I say this side you have digital pins. And then we have analog pins. There's also VCC to power your board. There's the ground, terminal. This is just a summary. Now you have your laptop. We are together. A rough sketch of the laptop. And inside this laptop, we have this Arduino IDE. That's the Arduino software. IDE. And then we have the USB cable. So this cable goes to a certain port on that IDE. So that's the cable. And then here I'm going to say sensors. And there are several. You saw ultrasonic. You saw the DHT sensor. There's also temperature sensor. And these are also connected to the board. So, how does this start? It starts with your idea. Let's say you want to blink a light bulb. So that's your idea. So you'll need to write the code for it. And what you should actually know, this entire Arduino project, it's mostly coding. You want to blink, so what will you do? You're going to write your code. Writing your code, you're going to use the IDE. And the IDE gives you the ability to click on a certain option that will finally upload your code from here and take it to here. Now, when that code is here, it is able to influence any sort of device you connect, any sort of device that you would love to program. You get the idea?
Yes.
So, if in my code I say I would love the light bulb to turn on for like 5 hours and then afterwards turn off. So when I'm done programming that, I'll upload that to the board and then I'll connect my light bulb to this. And since that code is made for the light bulb in particular, what will happen is the moment that code uploads here, we will see that this light bulb is what? Interacting. You're getting the idea? So, we are trying to summarize this. How it all began. It started with your idea, you wrote the code, and basing on that, actually basing on your idea, you look for the sensors that you will deal with. Is it an irrigation system? You will probably need a variety of water sensors. So sensors do vary, and if sensors vary, the code will also vary. And this cable not only brings the code here, but it supplies power to the board. Because those light bulbs, all those sensors, they also need power for them to work. Now, there's also another element. You might listen to a lot of electricity you might be listening to a lot of electricity in my speech, but you should know that shouldn't demotivate you. There's actually only little electricity when it comes to this Arduino project. Like the knowledge you should have. There are basic rules you should just follow, and each sensor behaves differently. For example, when you have a light bulb, what you should know is there is the positive and the negative. And the negative goes to the ground. And then the positive can always go to any of these pins. These pins are actually numbered 1, 2, up to 13. And then if I'm not mistaken on that board, the analog pins run from A0 up to A5 or A6. Are we together?
Yes.
Yes. So, the electricity you're going to meet here, the theory, it's just basic. For example, for you just knowing when you're interacting with the light bulb, it's just plus and minus. Make sure you take this terminal to where it belongs, and this terminal to where it belongs as well. So you don't need like some sort of certification or degree in electricity for you to be able to do that. So I hope that gives you some confidence. It's so basic. So you'll find another sensor like the ultrasonic. It actually has 4 terminals. And then you'll find by rule, just like I said, each sensor or device acts differently. So you'll find that by rule, this first terminal goes to a specific place, and it will always go to that specific place. This one as well, this one as well, and this one as well, as we shall see. You're seeing how things are a bit simple. You get the idea? So that's just an example of another sensor. And there is what we call the breadboard. You have it there? This is the breadboard, and that's where you're going to do the testing. Pass it around. That's where you will fix the wires, your light bulb, test and see if your project is working. And it's sometimes called the prototyping board. You're using it just to be sure. Because once you test that everything is now working to your satisfaction, what you will do is now make the final product. And an example is this. So you see this complex element here. What you should know is it actually started on that breadboard you see there. Someone finally was satisfied that they were getting the results they wanted, and then finally decided to make a final product that was looking nice. Something that you can present or even sell at the end of the day. I'm going to summarize, and then we're going to continue with that after the lunch break. And after the break, that's where we're going to do a lot of the practicability. And I'm also going to dive deeply into some of those aspects that we're talking about: digital pin, analog pin. Writing a program, how do you start? What's the programming language? etc. Just a moment.